Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Our new chapter, I Will Fly, by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Do you know about APJ Abdul Kalam? Yes, APJ Abdul Kalam, the former President of India, is a distinguished scientist, well known for his significant contribution to the field of space research. He was born on 15th October in 1931 at Rameswaram in Tamil Nadu. Okay, let's go to our chapter, I Will Fly. The chapter begins with very famous lines. When I wish upon a star, makes no difference who am I. Anything my heart desires will come to me. What a beautiful lines are this. When I wish upon a star, it makes no difference who I am. Anything my heart desires will come to me. Because if we have strong determination and willpower, anything our heart desires will come to us. Isn't it? So let us begin this speech. It's a speech delivered by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Let's go through the speech. Are you ready all? Yes, come on. Let's start our speech. Dear friends, I realize how the contributions of youth in the past have continuously contributed to the world of today in many fields. I realize how the contributions of the youth in the past have continuously contributed to the world of today in many fields. Because the youth had contributed many things to the field. Isn't it? The youth had contributed many things to the field of science, field of research, field of education, to every field. The youth had contributed many things. I would like to assert that no youth today needs to fear about the future. So APJ says that I would like to assert that no youth today needs to fear about the future because future is safe in our hands. No youth today have to fear about the future, isn't it? I would like to assert that no youth today needs to fear about the future. Why? The ignited mind of the youth is the most powerful resource on the earth, under the earth and above the earth. The ignited, the burning spirit of the youth is the most powerful resource on our earth. Because of their strong determination, because of their strong willpower, they can achieve everything in this world. Dear young friends, I would like to talk to you on the topic I am born with the wings. So APJ says that I would like to talk to you on the topic I am born with wings. Okay, that is our first paragraph. The next paragraph. Last year, I went to a village to inaugurate a program called Ryjaaa, which means the propagation of science. The mission of Ryjaaa was to ensure the preparation of about 2,000 students from different schools towards making them eligible to be doctors, engineers, civil servants, qualified managers, and. So, last year I went to the village. Abdul Kalam says that last year, the previous year, I went to a village. Abdul Kalam, he went to a village in order to inaugurate a program called Ryjaaa. What is the meaning of Ryjaaa? Which means the propagation of science. Propagation means in order to spread the importance of science, there was a program called the Shastrayaan too, isn't it? So he wanted to inaugurate that program called the Shastrayaan in a village, and which means the propagation of science. The mission of Shastrayaan was to ensure the preparation of about 2000 students from different schools towards making them eligible to be engineers, doctors, scientists, qualified managers, and civil servants. So, the mission of the Shastrayaan, what's the aim of the Shastrayaan program? Was to ensure the preparation of about 2000 students from different schools. About 2000 students from different schools were there. And the mission of this program was to ensure the students from different schools and making them eligible to be doctors, engineers, civil servants, qualified managers, and doctors. This action would in turn empower, it will give strength about 2000 families of the village. Okay, so this program will empower about 2000 families of the village. My inaugural address, okay, to a mixed audience. He is addressing the mixed audience because doctors, engineers, civil servants, isn't it? The program was to make them eligible to be doctors, doctors, engineers, civil servants, etc. Isn't it? So this action would in turn empower them 2000 families of the village. And my inaugural address is to the mixed audience because some from village, some from city. Okay, so the mixed audience was sitting in front of me and consisting of about 5,000 students and their family members. About 2,000 students and their family members were there. The total about 5,000 members were sitting in front of me. And what was my topic? Science empowers the nation. That is the topic he wanted to deliver before the audience. Science empowers the nation. Okay, so in the speech, Abdul Kalam is addressing the audience. And what is the program here called? The program called the Shastrayaan. And what is the aim of Shastrayaan? Yes, this program, which means the propagation of science, and the mission of or the aim of Shastrayaan was to ensure the preparation of about 2000 students from different schools and making them eligible to be doctors, engineers, civil servants, qualified managers, etc. So about 2000 students and about 5,000 total members, including the family members of the students, were there. And he is addressing the audience, the topic, Science Empowers the Nation. Our next paragraph. After my address, hundreds of hands were raised for asking questions. Due to the limited availability of time, I selected 12 students at random, from the last row to the first, to ask questions. I would like to share with you one question of great concern which was asked by a student. After my address, hundreds of hands were raised for asking questions to me. So after my address means after my inauguration, hundreds of hands, hundreds of students were raised asking questions to me. They raised their hands in order to ask questions to me. But I can't answer to all the students. And due to the limited availability of time, I selected only 12 students at random. He selected only 12 students at a random position. Not in an order, but in random position. He selected only 12 students to ask questions to him. One from the last row to the first to ask him questions. And I would like to share with you one question of great concern which was asked by a student. So, one question asked by a student. It changed his mind. It reflected in his mind. That question is of great concern. And he would like to share with us what is the important question asked by one of those students. Okay. The question was from a teenager. The question was asked from a teenager who had come from a faraway village. From where this teenager boy come from? Yes, he comes from a faraway village. So the question was from a teenager who had come from a faraway village. He was nervous and a typical representative of the youth of India. He was very nervous. This boy from the faraway village, he was very nervous. Why he was nervous? Because he was a typical representative of the youth of India. And he was nervous because he was nervous in order to ask questions to teachers, friends, etc. Let's go through that. Okay. So the question was from a teenager who had come from a faraway village. He was nervous and a typical representative of the youth of India. Because not only this young boy was nervous like this, he was the representative of the typical youth of India. And the boy began to ask him some questions. The boy began to speaking. The boy began speaking. Yes, what is the questions asked by this boy to APJ Abdul Kalam? Sir, I don't know what should I ask. Sir, I don't know what should I ask. He is asking to APJ Abdul Kalam. Sir, I don't know what should I ask. I am nervous. He became very nervous. Why? He is asking questions to anyone. Sir, I don't know what should I ask. I am nervous. The boy said to APJ Abdul Kalam that I am nervous and I don't know what should I ask. I have not asked any question in my class. How nervous this boy. I have not asked any question in my class. I need to have confidence. But I have not gained any confidence through my education during all these years. So the boy said that I need to have confidence. But I have not gained any confidence through my education. What the boy said? I have not asked any question in my class and I need to have confidence. He likes to build confidence, but he don't know how he maintain his confidence in his life or how he build confidence in his life. I need to have confidence, but I have not gained any confidence in my life. I have not gained any confidence through my education during all these years. I'm afraid to talk to my teachers. Poor boy. What is he asking? Yes, I'm afraid to talk to my teachers. I'm afraid to talk to my friends. I'm afraid to talk to my teachers. I'm afraid to talk to my friends. Whenever I talk, I compare myself with other students and their elegant dress. Whenever I talk, I compare myself with other students. Whenever I talk, I compare myself with other students and their elegant dress. Whenever the boy talks, he will compare his friend's dress. And whenever I talk, I compare myself with other students and their elegant dress. And I want to travel in a ship. The boy would like to travel in a ship. And he would like to be the captain of the ship. I want to build the engine of the ship. These all are the ambition of this boy. Sir, what is asking? Sir, I want to become a marine engineer. I want to travel in a ship. Please tell me, I want to become a marine engineer. I want to travel in a ship. I want to travel in a ship. I want to be the captain of the ship. I want to build the engine of the ship. Okay. Shall I be able to do all this, sir? He's asking. He is asking among this 5,000 audience. In front of this 5,000 audience, is asking all these questions to APJ Abdul Kalam. He was very nervous. He was afraid to ask questions to his teachers. And he had not asked any question in his class. He need to have confidence. He had not gained any confidence in his life. He had not gained any confidence through all his education in his life. He was very afraid to talk to his teachers. He was very afraid to talk to his friends. And whenever he talked, he compared myself or himself with their elegant dress. Whenever he talked, he will compare himself with others' dress. With the others' elegant dress, beautiful dress or rich dress. He want to become a marine engineer. What is his ambition? He want to become a marine engineer. He want to travel in a ship. I want to be the captain of the ship. I want to build the engine of the ship. Shall I be able to do all this, sir? Shall I be able to do all this, sir? He's asking this question. How can I achieve this mission? What should I do? How can I achieve my mission? What should I do? These all are the questions asked by this little boy. He is not a little boy. He is a youth representing. He is one of the teenagers representing the youth of India, isn't it? And shall I be able to do all this, sir? How can I achieve my mission? What should I do? When the boy completed the question, the entire audience and the dignitaries on the dais. Dais means stage. Dignitaries means, yes, guest, important guest sitting in front of the dais or on the dais. Okay. So when the boy completed the question, the entire audience and the dignitaries on the dais, including the chief minister, were looking at me, wondering what Kalam was going to say to the sincere question of the young village boy. The entire audience was looking at Kalam. All the audience get surprised. Yes, what will be the answer given by APJ to this boy? They all get surprised because it is one of the rare questions. Okay. The chief minister were looking at me. They were all looking at APJ Abdul Kalam, wondering what was he going to say to the sincere question asked by this teenage boy. The question was a sincere question. The question comes from his heart, isn't it? Okay. Next paragraph. I thought of it. And breaking the silence, I said, I means who? Yes, APJ Abdul Kalam. I thought of it. And breaking the silence, I said, my dear friend, You have put the most difficult question among the many questions that I have received from millions and millions of students whom I ever met. I value your question. I know you are echoing the fear of many. Let me recite a beautiful ancient poem named I Will Fly. I thought of it. APJ Abdul Kalam thought of this question and breaking the silence because the entire audience is keeping the pin drop silence in the auditorium. And he would like to break that silence by answering to this question. I said, my dear friend, you have put the most difficult question among the many questions that I have received from millions and millions of students whom I have met. So what is the reply given by APJ? Yes, you have put the most difficult question among the many questions that I have received from millions and millions of students whom I have met. I have met millions of students in my life. But this is one of the most difficult questions. I value your question. I value your question. I know you are echoing the fear of many. So one of the most difficult question. I value your question. I value your question. I know you are echoing the fear of many. So I value your question and I know you are echoing the fear of many. I value your question because I know that you are echoing the fear of the many. It means that because you are not the first or you are not the single person or the single person who I value your question. I know that you are echoing the fear of many. Let me recite a beautiful ancient poem named I Will Fly. Let me recite a beautiful poem named I Will Fly. He recited a very beautiful ancient poem named I Will Fly. I am born with potential. I am born with goodness and trust. I am born with ideas and dreams. I am born with greatness. I am born with confidence. I am born with wings. So I am not meant for crawling. I have wings. I will fly. I will fly and fly. I am born with potential. Okay, I am born with potential. I have many qualities in my life. I am born with goodness and trust. I am born with goodness and trust. I am born with ideas and dreams. I am born with greatness. I am born with confidence. I am born with wings. So I am not meant for crawling. I have wings. I will fly. I will fly and fly. A very beautiful poem by Jalaluddin Rumi. He recited this beautiful poem in front of this big audience. Next paragraph. Young friends, let me discuss with you how you can be unique. Everyone must be unique. I have so far met 15 million youth in decades time. Decade means within the 10 year duration, that is decade. Young friends, let me discuss with you how you can be unique. I have so far met 15 million youth in decades time. I learned every youth wants to be unique. That is you. I have met 15 million youth within 10 years time. And I learned that. I learned every youth wants to be unique. Every youth wants to be unique in life. And that is you. You are unique in your life. You must have self respect. You must have potentialities. Okay? But the world around you is doing its best day and night and to make you just everybody else. But the world around you is irritating you in order to make you just like everybody else, isn't it? In your home, dear young fellows, you are asked by your parents to be like your neighbor's children. At your home, you can hear all these words. You must be like the neighbor's children. And while you go to school, what the teacher would say? Yes, when you go to school, look here, in your home, dear young fellows, you are asked by your good parents to be like the neighbor's children for scoring good marks. When you go to school, your teacher says, when you go to school, your teacher says, why don't you become like the first of 5 rankers in the class? While at home, your parents were asking, yes, why don't you score good marks like our neighbor's children? Like that question. While at home, you are able to hear such questions at your home, isn't? And while at the school, yes, the teacher would ask, why don't you become the first 5 rankers in the class? Okay, these are all the questions wants to hear, isn't it? These all are the questions we want to hear. So why don't you become the first 5 rankers in this class? Wherever you go, people say, you have to be somebody else or everybody else. Wherever you go, yes, the people would say, you have to be somebody else or everybody else. Wherever you go, the people would say, yes, you want to be like that girl, or you want to be like that boy, or you want to be like that rich man. Like that, questions you're going to hear. Wherever you go, people would say, you have to be somebody else or everybody else. But APJ says that, no, you want to be unique in your life because you are the one and only man within you. Is it? Wherever you go, the people would say you have to be somebody else or everybody else. Now, dear young friends, how many of you would like to be unique yourself? See, APJ is asking. Yes, what is asking? Now, dear young friends, how many of you would like to be unique yourself? Would you like to be unique yourself within your life? Like that question. APJ is asking the audience. The challenge, my dear young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine, and never stop fighting until you arrive at a destined place that is a unique you. The challenge, my dear young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle. The challenge, my dear young friends, is that you have to fight the hardest battle. You must fight very hardly in your life in order to achieve your goal. If you don't fight against your life, you wouldn't achieve anything in your life. The challenge, my dear young friends, is that you have to fight again. You have to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine. And never stop fighting. And never stop fighting. Never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place. APJ says that. Never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place. Never stop fighting until you arrive at your destination. Never stop fight. That is a unique you. If you fight hard against all these, you must be unique in your life. You must be unique in your life because you are the at most of a good person in your life if you behave yourself, if you trust yourself, don't imitate others. Okay, if you imitate others, you wouldn't be unique in your life. If you trust yourself, you can or you will be unique in your life. Yes, here our chapter ends. Thank you. Thank you, my children. Thank you all.